drifting again. Backwaters calling our friends. Catch the leaks, light up the fire. Broke but not broken, that's the choir. The shantyboat. Hey ho, hey, the great loop rolling wide. The shantyboat. Who's got time for a 9 to 5? Stay tuned, we're turning the phone around. Stories sailing town to town. Oh, our special guest, Wavy Gravy, small supporting role, Backwaters Brenton. Shantyboat.
So this is beautiful. I never know how much it transfers over onto film. Later on, I watch the videos when you guys do, and I'm like, oh, that looked really good. Better than I was thinking it would transfer over. This is a really beautiful stretch, and I would say the reason why I think so is because look at the rocks and look at the fall colors starting. They're actually just getting started down here. They're pretty much done up in my neck of the woods, but I mean, this is undeniable. This is an absolutely beautiful little scene right here, and I hope it's worth putting in a video. It's actually not a bad little spot to pull in back there. Probably should keep going for another hour or so, but wow, that's a good spot. There's another good little spot, and it goes way back there. No houses. Let me show you something interesting that's coming up on the river here. So there's a cut through. See that? We can either go around or we can cut through, and I've heard that while the water's still relatively high, next week they're going to be dropping it like 5 feet. Winter pool, I think is what they call it. We can still get through there. So let's go find out. I'd like to give a quick thanks to Bill, who came out to the boat yesterday and brought me some walleye fillets. He's got a really nice fishing boat, and he's probably a pretty good fisherman if he's catching walleye in the Tennessee, because I don't know if it's actually known for being walleye. Obviously they're in here, but he catches them, and he gave some to me. Thank you. A pretty little entrance. Fall colors. It seems like every day I wake up there's more. It's like a visual difference every single day of more colors. I decided I couldn't wait till tonight. I've got to have a couple of walleye fillets, so I'm cooking while we're driving. We are at mile marker 555, and as fast as we entered it, we are leaving it. There's the last buoy right there, and we're even turning downwind, which is going to work in our favor. I was just looking ahead here on Navionics to see how far Chattanooga is. There it is. It's about 100 miles from us right now. Since we're just cruising down the river today at 4.5 miles an hour, and I'm sitting here thinking how I could make it productive, how about if I quickly tell you guys how I keep all my stuff charged up? Okay, so you guys can see it's, partially cloudy day, but we're still pulling in solar. Our system's doing pretty good. And what I do if we're having a series of cloudy days is I will turn off the ice cove at night and then just turn it on again in the morning, and it's fine. It's so well insulated that nothing defrosts or gets warm. During the day, while that's charging or bringing its temperatures down to its where it is. Let me just hold on. I gotta steer here. I come in and charge this, which is what I mostly run the Starlink on. I can set it out on the deck, and I can run it for like 24 hours. And so this comes up to, it's almost up to 100% after about an hour. I also charge up my IceCo battery, and I usually use that in the evenings. I set it right here, and I just keep my phone plugged into it so that, I can use my phone. And then if I have lots of extra power, like the batteries are fully charged up after a all day sun, I can I could turn this on and, you know, run a TV all night and run the IceCo and pretty much run everything. But, you know, with about 800 watts of solar on the roof of this boat, I do have to pick my, I have to choose my days. A day like this, I can do what I just described. But if I had a couple 3 days and the batteries aren't getting their, you know, their full charge, then I have to start figuring out what to not charge and what is priority. Food, of course, is priority. I also charge up my tablet for Navionics, and I plug it in right here and just kind of run it during the day, and then even if I use it at night for planning or mapping, it'll last for hours on a charge. So, and let's see what else. Just trying to look at what draws power. This, you know, I just run it when we're moving. It's a non-issue. When you guys finally do your long Tennessee River run, you'll notice that there is just coves like this everywhere. Like, we can pull in there and we can be protected, but there's just hundreds of them. There's just no shortage of them. So you can kind of pretty much go all day, and you're safe to assume towards the end of the day, if you're looking for a cove like that, you'll come across one. It's only happened to us once where we kind of had to scramble before dark. Look how inviting that is. It's only like 10 minutes later, and here's another example. We're going by another awesome little inviting cove. I hope something like that pops up towards the end of the day. I'm tempted to just go in there anyways. And this one doesn't even have any houses on it. That's amazing. You know what, guys? We're just going to turn in here and go in here. It's too beautiful to pass up. Maybe there's a launch ramp that I can unload the scooter, and maybe I can go to the store or something. I need a couple things. I did hone in on Navionics here, and they actually have an anchorage. I'll push that button in a minute. Look how pretty it is. Wow. Let's click on this, see what they say. Cozy Cove. They call it Cozy Cove. Completely protected anchorage with no houses or docks. There is a tiny picnic area on shore, 10 to 20 feet of water at normal pool, muddy bottom. Perfect. I think I see the little picnic area. Bet you it's right over there. I'll let the boat settle here, and then we'll launch something and go over there. I see a sign on a tree. We'll go read that. Remember what I was telling you guys? 100% charged. Let's see what this is. 59. Okay, we'll let it go a little longer. We'll load up. Load up. Go. Load up. Go. Load up. I've only got 2 hands. Go. There is seagrass in here. You gotta kind of be careful not to foul up your prop. Let's kind of sizing this up here. So I probably could nose the barge up in several of these spots. There is some boulders there, which I'd probably jump in and move. And I could maybe come up here and then tie up right there. It's almost like a tie-up right there, isn't it? And then the boat could kind of gently sit against that log. Or someone left a chair. Or I could come in right here where I brought the dinghy. Maybe the same concept right here. Kind of use that as a dock almost. And I'd have to unload the scooter. So I'd maybe move these bushes here. Have to do it from the front. I'll think about that. We might stay here. Let's see what the sign says. Please use leave no trace practices. Carry out all litter when you leave. Camp in existing areas or on durable surfaces. Do not disturb culture or historic artifacts on site. Respect other visitors and wildlife. Do not cut or damage trees or other vegetation. Use existing fire rings. Dispose of solid waste by digging a hole 8 inches deep at least 200 feet away from water. Cover hole when finished. Okay, I think we got a plan, guys. We're gonna go pull it up along the shore, right there. I gotta step on the brake, Beagle. Good morning, guys and gals. Let me show you what's going on this morning. The sun has returned after 3 days of different versions of wind and rain, mist, hard torrential downpours and everything in between. So we are sunning things out. I should do some laundry at some point, but if you are out on one of these trips and you just don't have an opportunity to do laundry, the next best thing is to turn your clothes inside out. I wear a lot of sweatpants just for comfort, not really trying to impress anybody at this point. And if you turn them inside out and let them sun out, same with the towels, and same with your dishes. I put them out and I'll wash them again, but I kind of just let like the container air out. I'll clean that again later, and then the dishes later. And let's see, what else can I show you? We are going to take the scooter out for a little exploration today. A little side quest inside this, a recursive side quest. I just made that up. You're welcome. We're going to go just a general direction, see where we end up. I was looking on the map, and all these areas, they're so loaded with little back roads, and you know, it's like you could just almost pick any spot and stop and just go explore, and you're going to find something interesting. So we have that all gassed up, and I've got a little extra gas on board, and I did all these little things like clean my glasses finally, and my sunglasses, and I cleaned my helmet visor. This helmet, I need a new helmet, but this thing's all scratched up, but I cleaned it up because I noticed yesterday coming back from the store I could hardly see out of it. Clean the mirror. Should put the second mirror on, but whatever. Letting Wavey sit out here and sulk and pout like she likes to do, just staring at me. She can't wait to get off the boat, but then when I open it all up and put her outside, she just stares at me. She's impossible to please. And we are in this beautiful cove. I will put it on the map. I don't know if it has a name. It probably does, but I haven't figured it out yet, or haven't looked hard enough. But it's this beautiful cove about 15 miles north or upriver from Spring City, Tennessee. And we just got it all to ourselves. Beautiful. And the solar's coming back to life. It struggles. It does get some power, and we actually haven't run out of power in the whole 3 days of it being overcast and rainy. But it was struggling. I had to kind of pick and choose what I used. I would unplug the IceCo at night. It's not the IceCo is a energy sipper, but but what happens is the inverter, if it gets too low, it'll start screaming in the middle of the night. So I just, because it's chilly at night now, I just turn everything off. I actually just turn off the inverter so that the batteries just kind of go into stasis mode, and then in the morning it starts to come back to life. And so they're almost fully charged now. I should get up there and clean them again. I'm going to show you something kind of clever. Let me grab it. So I wrote this note, and I'm going to put it on the door while we're gone on the scooter for a few hours. Babe, I'm close by. Yell if you need me. B. And I'll just stick it on the door when we leave, so if we do get some, it's not going to happen, but you never know. I mean, we're so far out here. And here, let me turn the phone. If you think about it, I mean, listen, I know you can pick this theory apart or this attitude apart. I get it. I can do it myself, so don't bother. But if you think about it, it's just a matter of chance. We are way out here. We're at the very end of a road that goes by a bunch of really nice homes. If you, again, like we were talking about, an episode or two back, if you got the money to build on the water, then you're going to build a nice house, and those people get, I'm not even going to get into it. But if someone's going to come out here and rob us or, do something bad, it's going to take a lot of effort. And my experience has been people that will do that and are capable of that. At this point, they're such losers that they can hardly drive, if they even have a vehicle, if their license hasn't been suspended, if they're not just out of jail or whatever. So I'm not saying this is a perfect tactic to live by, but my other option is, and I did think about doing this. Here, I'll turn the phone back. I did think about this. If because I really want to go on the scooter today and go exploring, I could just get the scooter and everything ready, and then I could launch the barge, push it off the shore, and just go anchor it out there. And then I could bring the kayak back, and I could, if I really want to go through the trouble, I could just stick it in the bushes, right? So and then no one's going to swim out to the boat, and then I could be worry free. It would take some effort. And I like being here on shore. It's a nice, it's like being at a marina. The conveniences of a marina, almost, except for I had to take a bath in the cold water this morning. But, besides that, and the dock cocktails, I have to make those myself. But yeah, it's a very convenient thing to, when you're living on a boat full time, these little luxuries of being able to just be right on shore, and I can just, step off, and Wavey can step off. If she has to go pee or poop, I can just go walk her. I don't have to jump in the dinghy and all that. So you just start weighing all these, these details and these circumstances, and I think I'm just going to risk it for a few hours. I went to the store yesterday. I was gone about 2 hours, and I did worry about it a little bit because I just don't know the area, but I really don't think anyone will come out here. And then, here, I'll turn the phone around one more time. If you think about it, if someone does come out here, then there's the other chance of, are they the type of person that would rob you? More than likely. I mean, I would like to think, and as cynical as I can be and am, I would still like to think that the majority of people are good people that wouldn't rob you, wouldn't take your stuff or whatever, destroy, break, whatever scumbags like that do. But they do exist. I listen to a lot of and watch a lot of true crime. That's like one of my guilty pleasures. and that will start to skew your attitude if you watch enough of that. You're kind of like, oh, like everybody's a murderer. Everyone's a serial killer. But in truth, I don't know. You got to take your chances. So I'm going to go ahead and take my chances today. That's my really long-winded rant about how to manage your security concerns, I guess you could put it, you know, out here living. I mean, this all applies to van life, and I would say even more so. You know, the more you're on land, the more you have to consider other people. It goes back to that more people, more problems, you know, ethos, ethic. And when you're on the water, there's less people, of course. But when you're tied up to land, all that just comes into play again. So if you guys got any thoughts on this, I would love to hear them, as always. We're jumping on the scooter. We're getting out of here. Stay tuned. Uppity, up, up, up. Up, up. Go. Quits, 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 quits. Up, up. And if you turn to the right from Cove Point Road, you come to pretty much a dead end that's just driveways. Man, very peaceful down here. What a great place to live. Camp Buck Tom's, Great Smoky Mountain Council, Boy Scouts of America. Well, what do we have here? A shanty boat that's seen better days. We gotta have a quick peek, can't we? Almost like a shanty bozer's right. Look at that! It had a cabin on it. It's got big, deep tunes. Warning. Striped bass, catfish, Cherokee bass. Does anybody know what those are? Warning. LM bass, sauger, carp, buffalo, white bass from this body of water contains contaminants at levels thought to increase the risk of cancer, rather serious illnesses in humans. These fish should not be eaten by children, pregnant or nursing women. All others should limit consumption to 1 meal per month. A buddy here mentioned that when they flooded these valleys, the TVA back in the day, the transformers, if I'm understanding this correctly, on light poles, they used to be toxic. They had lead or mercury or some kind of contaminant, heavy metal, I think, in them, and they didn't fully clear them out before they made the lakes. So all of that has been leaching into the water, or they might have even taken them all and then just pushed them into a pile or something. I wonder how much validity there is to that. I mean, I'll take that stuff seriously if it's real, but sometimes it's exaggerated. I don't know. Do you guys live around here? Do you have any thoughts on that? Nice launch ramp. Just right around the corner from where we're at. There's all sorts of signs around here saying there's cameras and it's crime watch and all that, which just means if you pulled your boat in here and hung out for a while, you just probably be on camera all the time. I'm not sure how you feel about that. I feel a rant coming. I know this is just the age we live in, and all the ranting in the world's not going to do anything about it, but we got cameras everywhere. I mean, it literally is Orwell's 1984, where even out here, I'm the only one out here, and I'm probably on cameras, or maybe one or two, maybe more, I don't know. And it always makes me feel uneasy. It's the surveillance age, and I don't know. I know a lot of folks run cameras on their boats. They have security cameras everywhere. And I guess it's just kind of like fighting fire with fire. It's like, okay, if you're going to live in an age where you're on camera all the time, then you might as well use the cameras to your advantage. I can't get behind it. I mean, I use this camera obviously, but I would say for worthwhile purposes, but putting cameras up everywhere just makes me feel uneasy. Okay.
Here on Tuesday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay. And the moment of truth. Is the Beagle Barge still here? It's still here.